Good morning guys, Gerard Lewis here and welcome to another video. While I eat my pre-workout, just explain what we're doing today. We're going to go train a push workout, mainly chest and shoulders, and then maybe one tricep exercise. Pre-workout today, it's actually a high carb day, so we're doing 100 grams of oats, 50 grams of raspberries, 100 grams of strawberries, and a 90 calorie bar in there. So a lot of food this morning. So make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe because that helps out the channel, and sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Workout's done, guys. So now I'm going to make my post-workout meal. I've had heaps of people asking how to make this, so I'm going to show you how I make my cream of rice, my chocolate cream of rice. Ingredients we have a chocolate protein. I add a little bit of cacao. We have unsweetened almond breeze. So this one here has like barely any calories. So per 250 ml, we have 1.3 grams of protein, 3 grams of fat, and 1.8 grams of carbs. So I'm going to have about 80 ml. So it's literally like nothing. I think it ends up being about 25 calories or something. We have 5 grams of cacao, just a teaspoon, 100 grams of strawberries, and we have this rice flour, Mackenzie's rice flour. We have 80 grams of rice flour, about 5 grams of stevia in there as well. And then I only use 15 grams of chocolate WPI, so I'll weigh that out as well. And this is how I cook it. So first of all, I just add some water to it. I kind of just guesstimate, stir it up just to get all the clumps out, and then I chuck that into the microwave for just 1 minute. Cool, so I get it out. And as you can see, it's kind of a bit clumpy at the bottom there, so I give it another stir. And then if it's still pretty watery like this, I'll put it back in for another 30 seconds. But if it wasn't, I would add some more water to it. Pop back in. Cool, so now it's starting to get a bit clumpy. So just see that. So we'll come over here and I'll add some more water to it. So stir it up a little bit. If you go too far, you can't come back from it. So that's why I only do it for about 30 seconds at a time. Because if it goes too clumpy, there's no turning back and it's horrible. Add a bit more water. Careful, I stir it with a fork because it doesn't splash as much. Plus I can kind of whisk it. Get those clumps out. The actual cream of rice that you might see American bodybuilders and stuff use, it's a bit more granulated, so it doesn't stick together as much as this one. This one's rice flour, so it's a lot more fine, so you have to be just a lot more careful with it. So once it's about that texture, I'll add more water to it. And get it back to the consistency it kind of was at before. Chuck it back in the microwave again for 30 seconds. Always 30 seconds at a time. Cool, so after 30 seconds it's kind of a bit more fluffy now. Give it a bit more of a stir. I like to add as much water as I can without it going too runny so that you get more volume out of it, because obviously the rice soaks up the water, so I'm going to add a little tiny bit more. One more little 30-second microwave with that. Alright, so now I add my teaspoon of cacao. It's pure cacao, about that much. It's normally about 5 grams. Kind of stir that through for a quick second. And chuck up the scale. 15 grams of protein in there. Yep, that's about right. And then I grab my almond breeze. Again, I put about 80 ml, which is generally about 80 grams, but I'll probably add a dollop more in a second. I'll stir this through. The vanilla almond milk just makes it slightly creamier, and it really doesn't add that much calories to it, so I probably won't cut that out of my diet until the last couple of weeks, and then I'll just be mainly having the WPI protein, water, and stevia. Alright, then we chuck it back in the microwave again for 30 seconds. Alright, so it's kind of cooking on the edges a little bit, but I'll mix it all in again. I'm very picky with my rice cream, so that doesn't actually need any more almond milk right now, but we're going to pop it in for a little bit longer, get it a bit more thicker. Cool, let's have a look at it now. Right, so it's still getting quite thick on the edges, so I'll give it a nice big stir again. Plate's getting pretty hot now as well, so it's nearly at the consistency that I like. Cool, and I reckon maybe another 30 to 45 seconds and it'll be perfect. Right, 45 seconds this time, it should be pretty good. Yeah, it looks better. Alright, let's head back over here. A little stir, and that consistency is exactly how I like it, because it's going to dry out a little bit more because it's so hot. It's like chocolate pudding. Awesome. And then I've already weighed out my strawberries, so I just chop them up. 100 grams. I like to make it nice and small so I can get small bits every time I eat it. That. Slide that into one side. Just like that. And that, my friends, is my post-workout meal. Delicious. And if you want carbs like these, then that is what you eat. Alright, post-workout meal's done. Actually a bit sweaty, I ate that so fast. Carbs have been making me like sweat lately when I eat them, but I'm just going to run through kind of my diet changes I've had over the last, I think it's been the 4 weeks ago I did my last diet update. So since that, I've changed it a fair bit. So at the moment, I added in cardio this week. So today is Friday, and I've been doing cardio all week. I do 30 minutes of RPM bike first thing in the morning, and then 12.5 thousand steps a day. I try to hit that even if I have to go on a longer walk at night time, because we walk my dog every night anyway. Some nights it ends up being 15,000 if Erin hasn't hit her steps, but most of the time it's around the 12.5, 13,000 mark, and this is my current diet. So on training days, I'm on around 2,750 calories, 250 grams of protein, 295 grams of carbs, and around 55 grams of fat. I can have these two, the first two meals into one meal if I want, but lately I've been having it as two separate meals. So when I wake up after my cardio, I have 3 full eggs and 3 egg whites and some cherry tomatoes in there, and that's it. And then I go to work. I train 3 clients for about 3 hours, and I come home and I have meal 2. Meal 2 is the 60 grams of oats, a little bit of almond milk, 15 grams of protein, 1 egg white, 100 grams of strawberries, and a 90 calorie bar mixed up into there. That's my pre-workout meal. Then when I get home, I have my post-workout meal, which is 80 grams of rice flour, 15 grams of WPI, 100 grams of strawberries, and around the 50 to 80 ml of almond milk. And then I have my first main meal. So about 2-3 hours after that, I have 2 rye wraps. Both of them are around 15 grams of carbs each. And I have 200 grams of chicken, 20 grams of light cheese, and around 5 to 10 grams of fat-free mayo. I have a little bit of tomato and lettuce in there as well. And they're quite satisfying really, even though they're so low carb. And then my next meal after that is 200 grams of chicken and 200 grams of low carb potato. My next meal after that one is generally dinner, and that is 200 grams of chicken again and 300 grams of low carb potato. I add a little bit of veggies, zucchini, capsicum, and a little bit of lettuce generally to my dinner, but the other meal I don't, because I'm trying to cut down on my fiber at the moment. And then I fit this meal in whenever, if this is before bed or if this is in between the daytime a little bit more, but I have another 80 grams of rice flour, 15 grams of WPI, and 100 grams of strawberries. So I fit that in wherever I can. If I'm going to have a late night, because I go back to work and train another 3 or 4 clients for an hour each, I'll tend to have that one straight before I work, just so I've got a little bit more energy. And then I have a paddle pop at night time as well. So that is the training days. On non-training days, and at the moment I'm having 2 non-training days. One of those days I still go into the gym and I do stretching, a little bit extra cardio, walking on an incline to hit my steps. And I normally train a little bit of abs, do some vacuuming. Obviously not with a freaking vacuum, but stomach vacuuming. And sometimes a little bit of posing, but mainly it's just a bit of recovery. And on that day, it's 2,250 calories. Protein is a little bit lower, carbs are 200 grams, and fats are 50 grams, slightly lower as well. And pretty much it's exactly the same, but I don't have low carb potato during the day, and I cut out a complete rice, cream of rice meal. And that's it. That's all I'm having. I have that every single day. I see how I feel by the end of the week, and on Saturday, I might increase up to 3,000 calories, or I might keep it the same. Some Saturdays I would rather just track my macros, so I might add in crumpets or a banana, a Milo cereal. It just depends on the day, because sometimes we're a bit more busy, so I don't think about food as much. But during the week when I come home from work, I might have 6 hours at home where I'm working on the computer, and I try to not be so food focused, but at some point you end up just thinking about food all the time. So that's my current diet. I don't think I'm going to change it too much from here. I am 5 weeks out now, so we'll see what I do next week and what my weight is. But really now I'm just going on photos. So my weight hasn't actually changed much in the last 4 weeks, 3 weeks, but my body is just changing every week. So that's pretty much it. I don't really want to increase my cardio too much more, but I might increase my steps up to 15,000. It just depends on my body. I would rather add in a bit more walking and not cut my calories. I find that when you start talking about metabolic adaptation and how your body will adapt its NEAT, its non-exercise activity thermogenesis, I find that when you lower your calories too low after a certain point, you just really get affected and everything starts to slow down more. But if you eat the same calories and add in, let's say, another 2,500 steps, you might burn that extra 250 calories that you would have cut out, but you don't get that metabolic adaptation. You still feel good. So I would rather than cutting 250 calories and then maybe getting metabolic adaptation happen faster and then stop burning another 250 calories that day just from NEAT, I would rather just add in more cardio and then I'm still burning the same amount of calories per day. So that's how I've done this prep. Last prep, I didn't do any cardio, but yeah, it's going pretty well. The thing is, this time I'm not doing just one comp. I've got one comp in Adelaide, and then 3 weeks later, I've got a comp in Melbourne for nationals. And then 2 weeks after that, I've got a comp in Queensland. And then 2 weeks after that, I've got another comp in Sydney. So I can really play around with pretty much my carb ups and play around with my diet and see what works best for me. I like doing different things every time just so I get to know my body better, but it also makes me better as a coach. So I have done, how many preps have I done now? 2010, I did one show. 2010, I did 2 shows, season A and B. 2011, I did 1 show. 2012, I did, well, 1 season, but I did 2 shows 2011. 2012, I did 2 shows in 1 season again, and then I had 2 years off. And 2014, I came back and I did 3 shows. I did 3 shows 2014. One was nationals in Sydney, and that was my longest prep I've ever done, and that was the leanest I've ever been. And then 2017, I did 1 show because there was only 1 untested federation in Adelaide, and that's when I got my whole binge eating disorder and I had to pull out of nationals, which was, I regretted, but I wasn't in the right mind frame for that. And then 2021, I did 1 show and I didn't do nationals just because I thought, if I'm not going to win the overall in Adelaide, what's the point in going to nationals? But I probably should have. But the other comp I did plan on doing that year got cancelled because of COVID. So I'm really looking forward to doing NABBA this year as well. I've always liked the show NABBA, but the last 3 years it's actually been cancelled. So that's it for today, I reckon. I will do another probably training vlog. I'd like to do another raw edit, and maybe I'd like to take you through like kind of a bikini girl workout. I think I might train with Erin and we'll go through like a booty leg training day. That might be good. And maybe a full day of eating and just a weekend vlog of what I actually get up to, or even a weekly vlog I might do, what I do every day. But yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, do not hesitate to message me on Instagram. I try to reply to everyone, even if I might take several days to reply, but I try to reply to you. And if you got any questions about prep, or maybe you want to prep, or maybe you're thinking about it and you don't know where to start, send me a message. So make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below. It really helps out the channel. I really want to keep this channel going as long as I can. I'm finding it hard to already upload 1 video a week, so don't know how these guys do like 2, 3, 4 a week. But I think after prep, it's going to be a lot easier. And maybe at the end of prep as well, it's going to be quite cool. I'm going to upload a lot about my peak weeks. And yeah, anyway, do you want to see my dog? There's my little dog down here. Ugh. Ugh. This is Mia. Come here, Mia. Come here. She's a bit shy. She's a bit camera shy. Look at that. She's beautiful. Aren't you beautiful? Alright, guys. You know what to do. Stay fresh.